So yesterday we had a conversation that sparked quite okay. We have had a conversation that sparked a bit of a debate. And that is whose era was better, Tinubu or Abacha? So I want us to have an honest conversation. For you to be a part of this conversation, you will either have to be politically sound or be between 45 and 55. Can you hear me? Stanley Atta said, your grandfather and your dad, which one was better? Go and rest and stop comparing old generation with the new one. I can tell you something for free. If your mother was a little less useless, she would not have allowed your Olori Buruku father to mate with her in the back of an uncompleted building where lizards were running and watching free mojo. Stanley Atta, Olori Buruku, èyàn ṣàìdédé yọmọ àlè. Olori Buruku ni ẹ́ láti jọ́tọ̀ ti bí ẹ. You are a son of your mother's boyfriend. You think you have a father? Try and do DNA test so you can cry for 1 year. Collect rapture as deemed fit for your Olori Buruku parents that decided not to practice D&C on you. Have you not gotten it? I sent it to you just now. I just had to address an Eliribu. They asked me of my papa and my grand. He know him, papa. He know him, papa. If they bring him, papa, if you identify him. If they bring him, papa, among usual suspects, where they steal orange for markets. If you identify him, real papa. You decide that you don't have sense, you come to my life, I will culture you. You are a product of failed parents. I will culture you. Come here at your own risk. I will block you. Nobody will know you existed. You exist because I allow you to exist. You don't understand. On my comment section, you exist because I allow you to exist. Just one block, you are gone. You can criticize me, but be respectful. You are not as disrespectful as I am. If I come after you, I will come after all the generations that came together and allowed you to carry the chromosomes that should have ended in a gutter. If only to say your mama used Postino. We will not have to deal with you. May God bless the people that invented Postino too. At least Olori Buruku reduce. Be respectful. Criticize me. Criticize me. So, here are my thoughts. As somebody who lived as an adult in both regimes, as somebody who lived, Abacha came into power in 1993. In 1993, I finished secondary school in 1993. I was supposed to start university in 1994. I didn't start university until 1995. So I entered university in 1995. 1995 to 1996, 1 whole year was spent strike. Since Tinubu has come into power, there's not been 1 year of strike. 1 full year, 1995 to 1996, was spent strike. For 1 year, university students sat at home. So till I go Romania on holiday, come back I left during strike, went and did holiday, and came back and still met the strike. So I'm going to tell you a few of the things. During Abacha's time, I'm going to tell you 1 plus 1 minus. During Abacha's time, dollar was pegged at, I think, at 80 naira for a dollar, if I remember clearly. However, that 80 naira was not easy to come by. Minimum wage during Abacha's time was about 9,000 naira or something. It was about 9K. I need somebody who can help me. So during Abacha's time, life was harder than it is now. Way harder, not small harder. Let me give you another issue from Abacha's time. For the last 2 years of Abacha's reign, there was fuel scarcity every day for 2 years. Not this one that you are driving into petrol station to buy fuel. There was fuel scarcity every day for 2 years, possibly 2 years plus. Fuel scarcity became synonymous. All of you saying Abacha is better than Tinubu, you did not live during Abacha's time. Very clear, you had no idea, or maybe you were babies. Yeah. So Sele said that's approximately 10 US dollars. Yes. Let me bring Chichi Obama. Chichi Obama was young. But you know, if you are coming, you have to tell us your age. That's the issue. I need you to be of a certain age range. If not, you know, if you understand. Yeah, hello?
Yeah, I'm not politically inclined.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Send account.
Yeah, I don't know politics. I don't want to.
Everybody they fear to put mouth inside, but we want a better Nigeria. But they fear politics.
I wish I know. I don't want to sound stupid. That's the one thing I don't know is politics.
But just tell us about how old were you during Abacha's regime?
That time I was still in secondary school time. I was still in secondary.
You were still in secondary school. How was Abacha's regime to you as a person?
To the best of my knowledge, yeah, it wasn't that easy. Compared to, if I compare it to now, I would rather take Tinubu time against Abacha. Because things were not, to me personally.
Let me tell you, this time things are hard, but there is hope. Yeah. That time there was hopelessness. As in, I don't know how to explain. Yeah. There was hopelessness.
The opportunities were not there at all.
Okay, Chris Wanegbo wants to come.
Okay.
Just wait. No, you're not going anywhere. I want you to stay. Okay. Chris, send request now. You want to come, but you have not sent request. Send request. No, you say we're balling during Abacha. It's like you don't know Abacha. Don't you have colleagues that are in their 40s, 45 to 55? Someone said, now sawdust will they take cook during Abacha time. And you never see poverty. This is such bad. It was bad. As in, you have no idea.
It was bad. Now there's so much opportunities. It was bad. Everybody was heading to one direction. It was bad.
All these people saying they want to come, they have not sent request. For you to come, you have to be between 45 and 55. Let's
I'm
talk.
politically inclined. Some people,
Even if you are not politically inclined, you see, if you are politically inclined, you can come at 20. If you can give us facts and figure, you can. But if you are a regular person that just wants to put mouth, you have to have experienced it as an adult.
It's bad.
Okay, Olu. So Olu has sent us request. Let us talk. Is it Abacha's time that petrol went from 400 naira, 400 kobo to 11 naira or something? As in, they jump and then there's still no petrol. Oh. Hello, brother. How are you doing?
My brother, well done, sir.
How are you doing, sir? Please tell us your age.
Yeah, I'm 49.
Fantastic. Your opinion is very valid. So go ahead.
Yeah, okay. First and foremost, you cannot even compare the two eras right now. You know, because one is a military rule and the other one is a constitutional democracy.
Okay, what I want us to compare is the life of civilians. Let's forget the leadership. Because in all honesty, you can't compare a military dictator with a civilian president. What I want to compare is life now, being able to eat bread.
It was tough. It was very hard. It was tough.
Yeah, it was.
And there was less opportunity. In fact, there's no phone. Do you understand? I mean, phone is for the rich. I mean, I think they call it mobiles. It's 090 or something.
Not 9 knots.
Not 9 knots. Yeah, I remember, yes. Not 9 knots. So strictly for the elite.
It's for the privilege. So
strictly
that's why,
for the elite. Yeah.
And it is very difficult to come by, make money and all that. You know, because you know, it's not even about exchange rate. To even eat is a problem. Very big problem that year. Yes. But for me, what is more important is the human right aspect of it. It was terrible. You don't have the freedom you have now to talk. You cannot talk anyhow now.
I used to work on the radio during Abacha's regime. In front of every radio station, there are 2 soldiers.
Are you serious?
I worked on the radio. Anybody that worked in BCOS, OGTV, please make una put mouth. Standard 2 sojo, they outside 24 hours.
You go insult the head of state. Who born you?
Who born? You go begin to do frog jump from office. Soldiers were there permanently.
What do you want to do? So that's why I said it's not something that we should even compare. It's incomparable because I don't want to look at it from the aspect of standard of living and all that, which is very difficult.
GF, you know, somebody saying but Sowore was talking.
Make Sowore tell you what I see.
Baba, strike now water. For education in university, I was in university at strike now water. Strike now water.
As in 1 year now I use for a house. 1995-96 session.
I remember that time. The uni people came home. They stayed home for a long time.
1995-96. Now Belle everybody used to take resume.
I was still in secondary school, but I remember uni people.
SCM, I've sent you request.
And at the freeze, another reason why I said you can't compare is that you cannot, now we have 36 states. There are some, allocation goes to the state and is constitutionally bound. You have to send allocation to state. Abacha can wake up today and say, Lagos, I'm giving you 20 naira. He can say, Adamawa, take 200 naira. So there's nothing like, constitutionally bound based on certain principles, say, this is what you get. So, although, one thing I know during that period that is far, far better than what we see now is security.
100%. There was no Boko. There was no Boko. There was no headsman.
Anything like that. Yeah.
Let's give that one to Abacha.
That was the time, I think the Sultan of Sokoto, I've forgotten his name now, he's Ado or something, he was deposed.
Chichi, please help me press X so I can bring Bongoli. Bongoli wants to talk.
Yeah. All right, I'll leave.
Thank you so much, Chichi. Thank you.
It was deposed at that time, and we don't have privatization the way some. In fact, Abacha reversed all the privatization done by Babangida.
Now, do you remember youth earnestly asked for Abacha? As in, there was only one political party and only one candidate. Who remembers that time? Where people used to wear Abacha badge.
That was when Bola Ige said the 5 hands of leprous finger or something. I've forgotten how Bola Ige called it.
All right, we have Bongoli here.
There's actually 5 political parties, and all of them are rooting for Abacha.
Yes, there were 5 political parties, and Abacha was the presidential candidate of all the 5. Yeah, that's it. Daniel Kanu.
Our foreign reserves improved at that point. Inflation was controlled, no doubt. But the money is not there. Do you get? That is the issue.
Okay, the gentleman that said I should bring him, sorry, before you talk, I want to have an Igbo guy here. But the only condition is you must be 45 to 55. How old are you, my brother?
I'm 35, that is.
Baba, for no fit talk about Abacha, you know experience am. At least 45 to 60. But just say what you are going to say and let me bring somebody else who is of age.
Okay, greetings to everyone there. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
The truth is, it's going to be really unfair for us to compare Abacha's regime and Tinubu's regime right now from our comfort zone. Look at where every one of us making this call is right now. Look at where we are. We can afford to eat. We can afford to drink. I need you to take your mind back to places like Yelewata, places that people right now cannot afford to even eat.
How are you doing?
One meal a day. We have IDP camps right now
in
Nigeria. There are people that cannot speak from the comfort zone that we are speaking right now. So comparing,
I saw your WhatsApp.
Abacha's regime based on hardship from our comfort
so have
zone
fun.
right now.
Chat me when you are free.
Really an anomaly. Second,
yes, I just saw him a one
when we
line.
talk about the Abacha regime, what you are going to focus more is
I know you're not a serious person.
Cannot have access to speak their mind. There was no social media.
I'm still on live now. I just forgot.
There was no social media during Abacha's regime. So you can't even compare. Okay. Right now, people can actually talk from their homes. They can use phones. They have
my dear brother, I want to cut you a little bit. I was in Ibadan during Abacha's time.
Okay.
I lived in Arimo in Ibadan, a ghetto, during Abacha's time. I can speak. Today I might be elitist in my views, but I have not always been elitist. I grew up among the masses. And when I say masses, anybody that has lived in Ibadan before will understand the word masses. I lived in an area where only my house had fence. No other house had fence. You enter somebody's house, you can pass their kitchen and enter the next compound. And I know what the streets were like during Abacha's time. I was in university during Abacha's time. Nobody was buying brand new cars.
Baba, I grew up in Agege. I will tell you some experience. When you finish, I will tell you some.
You understand? So my brother, you saying that we're all sitting down, we have all eaten. But during Abacha's time, I experienced a level of poverty that was unprecedented.
It's worse right now, dear.
You have, where, as in, you see my problem with, that's why I said you have to, you see all these people, they are between 45 and 55. If you are 35 now, you must have been like 5 years old or 6 years old when Abacha was in power. You would have no clue. For you to appreciate Abacha, I need someone who was at least 16 to 20 to 30. Those are the people that will tell you, not you.
Abacha. I am not appreciating Abacha. What I said was the population of Nigeria right now and the population during Abacha is not the same. The Jagba rate in Nigeria right now and then is not the same. There are more hungry people right now in Nigeria.
Now, do you know why you can Jagba now? During Abacha's time, nobody go give you visa. Jagba go away.
Exactly.
There was an international sanction. There was international sanction.
We can't compare. The economy, the infrastructure, what you can say is there was no freedom of speech. That is what you can say.
Let me tell you, do you remember Abacha stove that they used to use sawdust for?
There are people right now.
Hold on. Brother, when was the last time you bought fuel? During Abacha's time, there was scarcity and queue for 2 years. As in, it got to a point where queue became normal. During Abacha's time, everybody had a keg of petrol inside their house, and people's house they burn. Baba, if we rate Tinubu low, say we rate them 10%, we go rate Abacha 1. That's if you compare whatever Tinubu has achieved or not achieved. If you want to compare it to Abacha, that's why I'm saying you have to have experienced it. Do you know that you enter car, you go they vomit because the petrol they smell, and that went on for a whole year. They brought in smelling petrol into the country. I don't know who they gave the contract to. This petrol is bad. They still distributed it nationally until people use and finished. They can't go bring another one. So, bro, please help me press X. I want somebody, I don't want this because I have a Yoruba guy here and Bongoli is also Yoruba. I want to have an Igbo person. But the condition is you must be between 45 and 60.
All right,
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate your contribution. Please don't feel like do you remember the kerosene explosion during Abacha? Baba?
I don't remember.
You can't remember it, that's why. So let me bring somebody else.
It has to do with the hardship. But honestly, my final words I would say is if we think deep, there are more people suffering right now than then. If we do the statistics,
as in zero. That thing where you talk, zero. The level of suffer during Abacha was unprecedented. All right, SCN wants to come. What's your name, SCN, Abi? No. Please, let me be able to bring SCN to join us. Brother, please help me press X. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, over to you, Bongoli. SCN, I sent you a request. You didn't accept it. I'm sending it to you again.
Can you guys hear me?
All right, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you clearly. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this live. And let us cut the chase here. We all know why we are talking about this. It is because Peter Obi, that a lot of people support on this thing here, worked under Abacha. That is why we are having all of this soft spot. A lot of you here having soft spot for Abacha. Let us cut the chase. And what Daddy Freeze is saying also, you know, some people are here, some people are not here. It's because, the Tinubu people might come and start saying this or that. Let us cut the chase here. I did a little research as to the Abacha regime versus the President Tinubu's, because they're trying to compare. And there are significant reasons why you cannot even compare. because there are 3 policies that President Tinubu has done, which those policies are policies that even Abacha dare not do, even though he was the I repeat again, even though Abacha was an autocrat, the things that President Tinubu is doing now, he dare not do it during his time. Everybody shied and ran away from it. If President Tinubu is going to be the scapegoat for Nigeria to be better, so be it. Because just yesterday now, Nigerians can use their Naira cards internationally. Guys, Rome was not built in a day. Nigeria started in 1960. Our issues started right before 1960. For agreement, general agreement on tariffs and trade, but that's another conversation for another day. There was a lot of nationalization going on, which pushed us out of the global market. There was globalization going on, and things began to spiral. And then our economy became a rent-seeking economy, meaning that our economy was just resource. A rent-seeking economy, collect their resources, mineral resources, and sell, not adding value to it. And I want everybody to understand here. President Tinubu, 3 major policies, he liberalized the Naira, meaning that we will not be using $1.5 billion monthly to subsidize the Naira. A lot of people would equate the Naira value to the economy doing good or bad. It is because we have been programmed from an import standpoint that we are pro-import. Because if you ask people, why are you talking about dollar today? It's all about importation. Let us not BS ourselves here. It's all about importation here. Today, you cannot compare the South Korean economy to the Nigerian economy. But the South Korean won is about 1,400 South Korean won to the dollar. So it is not about exchange rate here. And secondly, the fuel subsidy. Even with the fuel subsidy in West Africa, Nigeria is still paying the lowest in PMS today. Ghana today is paying $1.5 to a liter of gasoline. While in Nigeria today we are paying, it's about $0.65 to a liter. And that is all thanks to the Dangote refinery. And it's even going to get a little bit cheaper. But let us bear in mind also that the Nigerian government has nothing to do with the price of gasoline products. Crude oil is a globally traded commodity. Crude oil is a globally traded commodity. Right now, as we are speaking, a barrel of crude oil is sold for $68. And if you add refinement cost to it, using the Dangote refinery, for example, is about $11. So that is $79 to a barrel. And then when they refine it and put the cost in it and put all the charges on it, so they are looking at between 850 to 900 naira today. And also, people that say that Nigeria is rich. Nigeria is a very poor country. I repeat, I've always said this since time immemorial. Nigeria is a very, very poor country. Nigerians are sharing